Hey guys, so one thing that I haven't spoken about yet that I really want to do is something that a lot of you have asked me about. I've had a lot of Instagram comments and Twitter messages on direct messages, more so than public. But basically it is simply how to stay positive. Now, it's kind of difficult to address staying positive. I think basically there's a spectrum when people talk about positivity. Now, I'm not in any way qualified to kind of advise you how to deal with things like depression. A lot of people suffer from depression, and I think it's something that a lot of people are embarrassed to speak about. And I want you to know that it's very serious, things like depression. It's not something that people are always saying, you know, just for a little bit of attention or love. It's something that actually is really occurring in younger people, and I think that's really important that we need to address that. But what I want to try and speak about is literally when you're feeling a little bit kind of glum, down, and you're not really sure how to kind of pick yourself back up again. Now, I have the best job in the world in my opinion, but there are some times that all of us are feeling kind of a bit glum, kind of stuck in the same routine and finding it hard to really sort of, you know, pick yourself back up and say, come on, let's go, and be in a good mood, be yourself. And there are 3 things that I think you can use to help you pick yourself back up again and stay positive. Number 1 is have things to look forward to. Now, that's not necessarily straightforward as you might think, but for me, on the road, I absolutely love touring, and I love, you know, meeting lots of people around the world and playing awesome gigs. That's awesome. But one thing that I do look forward to is coming home and seeing my family and friends. Now, I'm not trying to say that what I do is horrible, I hate it, blah blah blah, because that's not true. But one thing that I always do look forward to is coming home and seeing my family. So that's the thing that I have in my mindset when I'm away, maybe having a difficult time. I think, right, well, you know, in a couple of weeks I get to go home and I get to see my parents and my family. Now, for you, having things to look forward to can be simple things like going to the cinema on a weekend, or having your favourite meal, or seeing a friend that you maybe haven't seen in a while. I just think that having something to look forward to is great, because sometimes when I've got a really long day and it's 2 PM and I've been up for 6 hours doing lots of boring things, I think, you know, well, on the weekend I can see my parents. On the weekend I can see my best friend. On the weekend I can play Call of Duty with my best friend. And that sort of split second that I take to just disconnect myself from where I am and look forward to something that I know I'm really going to enjoy really does help me. And it sounds kind of strange, but it does help me a lot, and I'm hoping it can help you too. Number 2 is set yourself goals. I'm going to sneeze, I'm going to sneeze, I'm going to sneeze. Oh. Number 2, set yourself goals. Now, for me, I set myself goals like I will make a video, make a vlog. That's what I'm doing now. I said to myself this morning when I was feeling a little bit kind of glum, I've got a cold, I'm allergic to, I don't even know what I'm allergic to, probably hairs of Mcvey. I said, well, I'll make a video, and that's something that I can look forward to. And then my brain was ticking away thinking, what can I speak about? And then I thought, well, why don't I just speak about what I'm feeling and how I'm feeling and how I'm trying to beat that. Now, setting yourself goals might not be the same as me, as in like making a video or something like that. If you are a vlogger, then great, do it. But it could be things like, it sounds boring, but tidy your room. You know, set yourself a goal, because then you have that feeling of satisfaction and achievement after you've done that. And that is one of the best feelings ever, right? You know, after you finish something like monstrous, then it's just finished and you're like, so you could do something like that. It could be things like more long term, like try and reconnect with a friend that you haven't seen for a while. You know, like friendship and connecting with someone else is really important to general happiness. I think for me personally, my whole persona, my self-esteem, my just general kind of mood is always higher when I'm connecting with more friends around me. So that goal could be, you know, texting that friend that you haven't seen for a while, or seeing someone at school and making an effort with them, you know, giving someone a smile. That's a goal, and then that can not only help you, but it helps them. And number 3, for me, definitely is being prepared and organised. Now, it's a bit of a boring one and a bit like, but for me, I always found, and I always find, that when I'm organised and I know what's going on, I'm managing my time better, then that puts me in a better mood. So if it's things like homework, I would have tried to do it on, you know, as soon as I could the first day, because that's one of the things that used to get me down. I could never really stay positive if I knew that I had a massive essay on the Cold War from 1947 to 1965. set. You know, I couldn't just sit in my house and be happy. I'd have that thing kind of like hanging on me. I was like, God, I've got the essay to write. Oh. So that's something you can do, managing your time. And it doesn't always have to be revolving around work and school, you know. Managing your time, it could be things like if you know that you have to go to the post office in the morning before seeing your friend. If you manage your time properly, then you can achieve all those things, right? I've just realised it's getting darker somehow, even though the sun's coming up. Weird, I'm like in the spotlight. So those 3 things are things that I feel help me, and I'm hoping that they can help you too. It's not necessarily as straightforward as, you know, just having something to look forward to, like the cinema on the weekend, and that'll help you through a difficult time. But I think that these little things can actually help. These little things can help you kind of through a bigger thing. Sometimes things like saying hi to someone at school that you haven't seen in a while can help you feel positive, because that gives you a little bit of happiness, and it also gives them a little bit of happiness. I hope that this video has helped you a little bit, maybe, staying positive. I can definitely do a more in-depth one. There's certainly more that I want to say on this subject of generally feeling positive and how to deal with negativity. But this is just like a little light-hearted video that helps me, and I hope that it'll help you too. So thank you very much for watching.